Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Fade to Black Cinema. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here for my Asian series movie review. And this week I picked up something off Netflix called Detective Dee, The Four Heavenly Kings. So I picked this up because I was like, wait a minute, didn't I see this about a year or two ago? Because I found that is a series. It's like three of them, three different ones. And it's weird because when I tried to look at it, I was kind of like, all right, is this really the one that I saw, or is there something else? So the other one is Mystery of the Phantom Flame and Young Detective Dee, Rise of the Sea Dragon. So I think I saw Rise of the Sea Dragon, but I got to find them both and see it again because it was kind of vague. But anyway, so this one I sat down and it didn't seem as I think how the other one was really out there, 3D type stuff, a whole bunch of things going on. I think this one had a lot more intrigue and suspense, and the corruption was like, wow, you know what I mean? So anyway, Detective Dee, and they said this is based on a real life character. I'm not sure about all the supernatural stuff, but you know how that goes. But I thought it was like really, really great. This was a really great representation because it had a great storyline. It showed historical corruption where people try to take revenge of things. Some people within the power are trying to separate each other. But Detective Dee gets this staff, and he's anointed that to protect it from the emperor. But his wife, the Empress, her ass was like, no, I don't think he deserved that because he's going to come back and take it out on us. So Detective Dee is part of the investigation portion that goes around and investigating, anything that goes on. But the Golden Knights or the Golden Army are like the protectors, and he has his rival but friend that's over there. So she goes to his rival and say, I need for you to get this back from him. She said, well, just ask for it. She said, no, the emperor wouldn't allow that. So I need for you to get it back. And she saw how he was hesitant and everything. So what she did was, and this one, it started getting like really exciting. She got like 4 sorcerers to work with him and say, well, these guys that's going to back you up. He said, I don't need anybody. And they look like charlatans. They look like fake magicians and everything. So they all had like different kinds of powers, and it was so spectacular the way each of them did different things. One guy, he seemed to be controlling the actual weather, and he'll come up with like a new set of hands, and then there's clouds above him and rain, and that was like, wow, how exciting is that? Then this other guy was like he had these huge blades, but they're almost like big sling blades and hatchets, but they're huge, and he spins them around, and they look heavy, but he's really huge. And he's moving it around, and he's slinging it, and he's cutting everything in his path, and he has all types of other small gadgets. Then this other guy was the master of illusions, so he would shoot an illusion, show you one thing, and trick you into another. And then there's the one ninja girl. She's like water something, but she became an integral character within the story, which I thought was like really, really well as well. So all of these people went out and say, go find Detective Dee and find out where he has the staff and get it from him. Well, the actual magicians or sorcerers tried to actually kill him. So they set him up to do an investigation, and they turned around and they put poison all over the place. So as he was touching things, he supposedly got the poison. And when he got the poison, he would die. And his friend was kind of like, yo, what the hell's going on with y'all? They was like, this ain't got nothing to do with you. We doing our job. We just want to get paid. And he was like, yo, no, we ain't doing it like that. So we went back to, because they pulled Detective Dee and all his people, well, a set of his people, out of the compound where the investigation bureau was. And then they were searching the home of him. Well, he set traps up for them. So whoever went in there was looking for the staff, and come to find out they either got captured or set off alarms. But he knew this was going to happen, because as he figured, he went out and said something just doesn't feel right. But as soon as he had that staff, he was doing certain things. But within all of that, and it was weird, because you really got to pay attention to this. So this is another one that it's not all about the action. It's about the storyline of who's who wants what, and why do they want it. So the sorcerers wanted to get paid and gain favor with the kingdom. The Empress wanted more power, because the Empress said, I took the effort and made you my partner. No one has ever done and shared power like this. But she was greedy. She wanted all the power. So when that failed thing was there, she found a way of saying, I need to just take over the bureau, so I can be able to take the staff back. So because they said, well, if we couldn't find the staff, he must have lost it. So we're going to have to arrest him for that. But all behind that, there was another group, and they was from India, and he was finding information and everything. And this India group had their own type of mystical magic, and they wanted revenge against the empire, the emperor and the empress, and what they did to their people when they're actually was there in China. I think this is a Hong Kong movie, but it was based on, I think it's the Tang Dynasty, Tang, the Tang Dynasty. And I just thought the way they incorporate the Indians that came there, and they was like masked people. So he was the faceless man. So he didn't have any face. He would cover their face, and most of the people would cover their face, but they were really mystical. They flew through the air, and it was just so exciting. And a lot of it, when you do the choreography well, it doesn't look fake. They're flying and jumping over from house to house. But the thing is, it wasn't just jumping over to house. What they were doing was they were flowing with the atmosphere, with the way the houses were, and the one main Mongolian guy, that was the race it was. He was a Mongolian that had the big blades. That fight scene was amazing, because Detective Dee, the leader of the Golden Clan, or the Golden Army, was fighting him in front of the four kings, and because he hid the staff there, and that the way he was running about and cutting through everything, it was just so exciting. So all the fight scenes and all of the magic fight scenes was really, really cool. So I really thought that this was a well put together, entertaining, exciting, smart Asian detective movie. I gotta see the other two so I can do the comparisons, because I know I saw it and it was fun, but I didn't think it was exciting. But this one kept my attention, because I've really thought that the storyline was really, really done well, and the actors were pretty done really well too. Detective Dee, he had an assistant. They said he was like a Watson type character, like Sherlock Holmes and Watson. He made sure that, he gave him the medicine when he needed. He did the advising for him. He did a lot of peripheral things for Detective Dee. He's the one, Detective Dee had like a mental issue that was taking over his body, but his assistant knew how to give him relief. And then there was some kind of priest or a leader that Detective Dee would go and ask, I need help from you. The kingdom is falling apart. and he went there, and this huge goddamn ape was there, and a floating, talking goldfish, or a koi fish. But it was just the way the fish was floating around in the air. It was like, oh, I got on my walk. I was like, what the fuck? This is so crazy. And it was flowing so cool. But the thing is, I think the way they did everything, and it was 2 hours long now, and it kept my attention. But the way they did things, it was so natural looking. Now, the big, white ape wasn't as natural looking, but at portions and scenes, it was done really well. And then the way the illusions that they were putting up seemed so real, but then when you saw that they made them as illusions, it floated away easily because you didn't tie in to say that looks so fake. It's supposed to be fake because they did some things to, once they breathed stuff in, it was a actual illusion that people really thought they saw one thing and it really wasn't. So it was faking them out. But a very, very good movie. Detective Dee, The Four Heavenly Kings. It's on Netflix. And it's a lot of sorcery. They put some history on the back end that, the Empress thought she was like a goddess. And she changed her ways, but began to take over the kingdom in certain ways. So there may be a Detective Dee 4, but really, really good. I really enjoyed this. This is really worth it. Something outside of just a crime drama, but it goes back into history and does things in that way. So, hope you like it. Fade to Black Cinema. See me and Alicia on every Wednesday, and as well as Thursday for our movie and TV show reviews. Thursdays I try to keep with my Asian movies because Alicia can't keep up with them like I can, and I keep up with them, and it's all about the I like to hear their dialect in different ways that it is, so the subtitles is in. And a lot of the subtitles are very, very fast. So Alicia doesn't keep up with subtitles that quickly. So I see them on my own. So I definitely always try to get those done on Thursdays. So check us out on bushyblackbrother.com under Fade to Black Cinema. You will see us also on every podcast download under Fade to Black Cinema or Urban Lifestyle Cafe, because that was the first one we had. So if you're looking at older type of reviews, it's there, but our newer ones is Fade to Black Cinema. So really check us out on that. Thank you very much. And if you're hanging out on YouTube, it's under Bougie Black Brother Network, and you'll see all the ones that's downloaded there. Well, that's all I have, and I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you next week on Fade to Black Cinema. Later.